2019 International Builder Show. Let me rewind time for you if I can. When I came last year in 2018, a little booth in the corner that I happened to walk by was called AeroBarrier. I kind of did that record scratch. Wait a minute, what is this? I was absolutely blown away. Aero Technology, I think, is going to absolutely revolutionize American homes, or North American homes for that matter. And I happen to have one of my old buddies, Gord Cook, here. Now, Gord, I've learned a ton from you over the years about building science. And you happen to be the Canadian guy on AeroBarrier as well, right? You're doing home performance contracting.
Exactly.
What's your experience been with AeroBarrier?
Well, that's exactly the experience. It was a game changer, revolutionary. When I first saw it about a year and a half ago, just before IBS 2018, and around the time you were seeing it, it was around the time I was working a deal with the folks at AirBear, because I said, we got to bring this to Canada. You know, we already build pretty tight houses in Canada, but with a lot of stress, a lot of on-site angst, and AirBear just takes away that angst. It's really pretty fascinating. You know, we've done about 80 houses so far. Some of them have been in rescue mode, like a builder who really shouldn't be building houses.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And doing some tough stuff. But frankly, to be able to take their houses from 5 air changes to under 2.5 in about 90 minutes, it's really pretty phenomenal. What's more exciting though, as we start talking about net zero buildings or zero energy in your context, you know, we have 25, 30 builders who know they would need to be under about 1 air change. And we're able to do that for them, basically stress-free. So it's this idea that you do the good job you do, get it to drywall phase, we'll take it from there.
That's so awesome.
Even down to passive house. Can you imagine?
I can. It's been done on my house.
Exactly.
We did an AirBarrier video. I'll put a link in the description on a house that I built relatively tightly. We got a 1 ACH 50 on the pre-test. The AirBarrier guys took it down to 0.3 ACH 50.
Isn't that so cool?
And that's exactly right. I hadn't heard that said before. The stress gets taken out.
Yes.
Because when I get a blower door, whether it's code mandated or not, and more for American builders, we're getting more guys that have to do a blower door test. There's a lot of stress. How am I going to get there?
I always tell the stories. I've been doing blower tests for 30 years. I have builders who have been doing those tests for 30 years. They do great houses, and yet every time I come with a blower door, they're stressed out. Am I going to pass? And now we can go to them and say, it's really cool, the Aero Technology. You actually watch it real time, bringing that measure down, and we just say to builders, where do you want to turn it off? One of our single biggest problems, they don't want it to turn it off. They just want to keep it going lower and lower down to that 0.6, 0.3. So
which you can do, it just costs more,
Exactly.
right?
It's just an element of time. So I'm like you. I think it is revolutionary, game-changing technology. I just think it's one of the most important technologies we've seen in the industry in a long time.
This is absolutely the best thing at IBS as far as I'm concerned. And builders, if you don't know about it, you better learn, because you're going to see it in your marketplace, and it makes a huge difference. Hey, let's close this out real quick by answering a question that I get in the comments all the time. And frankly, you've been talking about this for 20 years. Don't houses need to breathe? Shouldn't we build a leakier house, Gord? What's your answer to that question?
Well, you know, I've been saying that a long time too, and it's really this. I always ask it this way. Exactly how many holes would you like your customers to have in their walls or attics? And of course, they want 0 holes, but they want their houses to be ventilated. And we have ventilation systems in houses. They're called windows. So you make your envelope really airtight. Now you control your fresh air with windows, or as you know by code, mechanical ventilation systems.
That's right.
It's been code since 1995 that you need to put a mechanical system in all houses anyway. So now you can go ahead and paint the envelope as tight as you want, and now you know you've got ventilation either through windows or through continuous mechanical ventilation, like ERVs or HRVs. There's no downside to houses being tight, because after all, we don't want noise, we don't want bugs, we don't want odors coming from outside, and more importantly, we don't want to lose the energy.
Oh, such a good answer, Gord. Love that. I wish I could spit that out at a moment's notice when people ask me that question. Gord, people that are interested in AeroBarrier, how can they find out more about this?
Well, you're right. They should be interested. You know, as you can imagine with the web these days, it's pretty easy. Go to aerobarrier.net to find it in the United States. In Canada, you know, find us at aerobarrier.ca. I'm very pleased to help with the introduction of the product to Canada. Frankly, it's going really quickly. We expect to do over 1,000 houses ourselves this year in Canada.
From 80 last year to 1,000 this year.
Exactly.
How about that, Gord?
It's very cool.
And when I was here last year, they were just setting it up. They've got 50 dealers in place all over the U.S. already, so they're in a bunch of markets already. I know Sean, the Austin dealer, he's a great guy. We already did my house this year. I'm going to be doing more. So look these guys up on the web. I'll put a link for both of those in the description. From IBS 2019, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We'll see you next time on The Build Show.